Hello, my name is Connie Canaday Howard, Professor of Theater at College of DuPage, and I am delighted to be here today with President Dr. Brian Caputo. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Connie. Very pleased to be here.
It's truly hard to imagine that it's only been a year since you officially took the helm as the head of the college. So much has happened in this time, and I'd like to spend just a few minutes discussing some of your major accomplishments during your first year. College of DuPage had its bond rating upgraded to AAA, which is the highest possible rating from the nationally recognized Moody's financial agency. Can you talk about what that means for COD and our financial health?
Sure. So that really is a wonderful accomplishment for the college. It means essentially that when we do have to borrow money, that we'll be able to do it at a lower cost, lower interest cost. But it also reflects the fact that we are in excellent financial condition. There's a number of reasons for that. We've had some very responsible financial management at the college for quite some time. That extends into budgeting and procurement and to investing in the overall execution of our financial operations. We also have a healthy fund balance, which is essentially the cash that we've got in reserve. Then really forward, there's a bit of a challenge. We have seen our enrollment drop over the last several years. So we now have a bit of a excess of expenditures over revenues. But going forward, we're looking to draw down that fund balance in a measured sort of way.
That leads us right into the development of the new strategic long-range plan. Please share with us your insights how tightening up our previous plan into a more focused four-pillar plan, which will better align efforts to move the college forward.
Yes, the plan is, I think, a big step forward from where we were before. So this plan is one that is going to really focus on the big things that we are working on, that have been working on, should be working on. That is student success. That has been our centerpiece for 18 months now. It includes arts, culture, and community engagement. It includes economic development, and it also includes organizational culture and developing that culture to make it a College of DuPage a really engaging place that's positive for everyone.
As you've mentioned, arts, culture, and community engagement is part of the plan and one of the four key pillars. What can you tell us about the completion of the Cleve-Carney Museum of Art and the Frida Timeless exhibit?
We're very thrilled that the expansion of the art gallery, now we should call it the art museum, is complete. It adds 1,000 square feet to the north on the gallery, and that is going to make the Callow experience and all of the subsequent art exhibits much more meaningful. We can spread out the out more and present it in a more effective manner. We're happy about Callow coming, but that's not the only thing we're focusing on. This is just the first step in a number of exhibits that we expect to be doing of a similar scale going forward.
Student success is of the utmost importance to the college. Can you tell us a bit about the special classrooms that are in development right now?
Happy to do so. The classrooms, there are two of them. One has the capacity for virtual reality and augmented reality, and that classroom is virtually finished. And then within a few months, the second classroom, which is an active learning classroom, we'll call it for now, has a computerized whiteboards for very engaging, interactive sort of learning. That's coming very shortly. So we're very thrilled to have this as a complement to all the other instructional capability that we've got here at the college.
Economic development in our community is an important area. Can you tell us a little bit about Project Higher Ed and how that program is supporting our students in the community?
Yes. Project Higher Ed is essentially an earn while you learn program. It is designed to fill the gap between what some business owners in DuPage County have identified as a gap between what some students, some high school graduates possess in terms of skills and what is needed in the workplace. So it's something that the students can come to us and take their classes. Incidentally, those classes are almost all of it is paid for by the employer. And then the student goes back to the business that has sponsored them, and they work and earn a salary. So it's really a great program.
COVID-19 has been an unexpected experience for all of us. Where did you see successes at the college during this unprecedented time?
The college community responded extremely well to some very difficult circumstances. That includes the faculty, the staff, the students, the administrators. Everyone came together to get through an unprecedented sort of situation, at least something that no one's seen in 100 years. In the spring semester, what we did in about March is pivoted and moved everything online relatively quickly. Then in the fall, we've got a mixture of online and hybrid. Beyond the instructional piece, there are some other things that I think are quite impressive that the college community has done. For one, early on in when the pandemic erupted, the college donated personal protective equipment to a couple of local agencies that needed it to serve the medical needs of the community. And then also the College of DuPage Foundation very graciously offered to sponsor a student emergency fund to help those students that were particularly struggling during this time. And there were members of the faculty, the staff, we have retirees, students themselves that gave very generously.
Are there any plans you'd like to share with us that will have a vital impact over the next several years?
There are a few. This I would characterize as a bit of a year of planning. We've done a lot of that to basically set ourselves up for future success. The dual credit expansion, the first I would point to. Dual credit places college courses in our high schools, so that they start to get the students, the seniors mostly, get a feel for what it's like to take a college class, get a jump on college, and perhaps come to us. We think that's where they should be, at College of DuPage. Also, we've completed an institutional advancement plan. The institutional advancement staff has come up with a number of strategies to gain more resources to support students better, and also to add more support to some of our academic programming. And then finally, the marketing and communication staff has developed a strategic plan of their own, which is really geared to try to help the college, the overall college service area to understand what College of DuPage has to offer and help them understand that we are really the best value for college that's out there. So we're looking forward to hearing more about the It's Like campaign that marketing and communications are in the process of rolling out.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about future plans for the college?
I think so. I would say that this past year, by any measure, has been a challenging one. We've had a lot of things going on. We've made it through it, I think, very well. And I've gotten a lot of feedback over this last year, from listening sessions to hot topics where folks have been able to interact and tell me about some of their views. And I don't think folks are very shy about coming to find me when they've got an opinion to offer, and that's always welcome. Now we're going to move forward and try to really engage student success, try to engage arts and culture and community engagement, and so on, to move this college forward. I think we've got a great foundation, and now we're going to act upon it.
Thank you for joining me today, Dr. Caputo. I know we're all looking forward to seeing the direction you'll lead us in as we implement the strategic long-range plan in your second year.
Thank you, Connie.
This is not how we thought our school year would finish at COD.
We've been challenged with new ways of learning.
Collaborating with classmates.
Using technology.
And getting help at every turn.
Learning remotely didn't break our spirits. Come on, we're chaperones.
While the technology kept us connected, we also felt disconnected from the world around us. However, we did not allow the pandemic to hold us down. The road was sometimes bumpy, but we managed to navigate it together.
Congratulations to all of the outstanding faculty members. And I would also like to thank the entire faculty for their fine work in preparing our students to meet their educational goals.
You have already shown your willingness and ability to overcome challenges. You have proven your ability to adapt. You persevered, and today we celebrate your accomplishment.
COD is a place for all to thrive. COD is a place where we as students can be the best version of ourselves.
It's the journey and experiences that matter most. If we embrace change, new, better opportunities will arise.
You guys are the ones that have the future in your hands. You guys are the ones that are going to build a new world for us. A new world where we can do better. Dig in, dig deep, and learn as much as you can about what's happening right now and the future that you are inheriting and the future that you are going to lead.
Graduates, I hope that you will continue to value the education that you received and the degree or certificate that you earned at College of DuPage. I wish you the very best as you proceed down your chosen path.
My favorite memory at my time at COD would probably have to be our Christmas potluck that we had last semester. We all got together, we all brought our food, and lucky for us, we have 3 pastry chefs in our class. So we knew it was our last time that we'd all be, together, and we had Secret Santa, and I really, really enjoyed that moment with them. My favorite or most influential teachers at COD would probably have to be Sharon Roche, Rosemary Buckus, and Jill Desiak. Each of them have taught me different, parts of being a great PTA. Sharon teaches me how to be a great professional. Rosemary teaches me to be really confident in myself. And Jill teaches me to be really personable with my patients. So I think that will forever be with me. So thank you. The thing I'll miss most is definitely my classmates. We formed such a great family bond. Some of our classmates went through some really rough parts in their life, and it was amazing how fast we all got together and we were there for each other, we supported each other, we laughed, we cried about classes together, we studied together. It was very different versus where I went to school before, where it's very cutthroat, everybody for themselves. And here it was more a community, and I really, really am gonna miss that. So after graduation, I plan to take my boards exams to get certified as a PTA. I still haven't decided what kind of setting I want to go into. I really liked the neuro setting, so it's a lot of stroke and brain injury patients. But I've always wanted to go into working with children with disabilities and special needs. So I haven't decided which one, and hopefully by the end of the summer I know which setting I want to go into. My advice to students would be to really try to create great memories and friendships with your classmates and your professors, because time flies really quick. The next thing you know, you're graduating and you think back and you wish that you would have spent more time with your friends and your professors. So really, really take advantage of that time. Yeah.
Definitely from new student orientation when I was an orientation leader, and just interacting with the other orientation leaders and meeting the new students and guiding them where to go in their first experience of college was just really fun. And I just got to be myself and at the same time learn new leadership skills that I really enjoyed. My most influential professor here at COD was definitely David Taylor. When I was in his bio class, I was doing well in the class, and he ended up offering me a tutoring job at the Learning Commons, and I was able to work closely with him, and we ended up building a relationship. And then I even took another class from him later on that semester, so I got to work with him and then at the same time have a class with him. So we got to be very close, and now I'm minoring in bio because of him. I really miss how the interactions with the professors is very one-on-one or very individualized. In bigger universities, it's just tougher because the classes are so large. There's definitely more office hours at COD with the professors. There's more of that one-on-one relationship, and it was just a more kind of warm environment, just because it can be because of the, the smaller classrooms and that interactive help. At University of Minnesota, I'm currently majoring in psychology. I'm conducting research on teenage substance abuse, so I have a research mentor over there, and there's a research project that they're working on, and I get to work on it closely, providing literature articles. It's just like a first experience of getting into that research field. To an incoming student, I would tell them to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So, you're gonna get pushed and your professors are gonna push you, and it's gonna be really uncomfortable, but you're gonna become so much better because of it, and just be okay with that and just accept it and work hard through those challenges.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. I'm here with one of our students in the program, Brian Uribe, and we're going to be making ham, cheese, green olive, and egg empanadas. A very nice, very fast, very simple appetizer, but it tastes really, really good because you're basically manufacturing it from scratch. Now, we're going to use today for this pre-made puff pastry that I bought at the store. If you want to make this yourself, you can, not a problem. I think it's a little bit easier to just buy it at the store, especially if you're working for a party and you got a lot of stuff to do and it's like, man, I just don't have time to make my own puff pastry from scratch. So this recipe, we're going to start by mixing the cheese, cheddar cheese. We've got some chopped ham. We have got chopped green olives. If you want to use the green olives with or without the little pimento inside, either one is totally fine, up to you. And our chopped, hard-cooked boiled egg. So Brian is going to stir all this up, and as he's stirring, I am going to start cutting circles with a cookie cutter out of the puff pastry. Now, I like to get as much usage as I can out of the puff pastry because it's expensive. And so I'm going to make sure I cut right next to each other, the little cuts, to get maximum usage. All right. So I'm going to do a smooth cookie cutter on one side, and then we're going to do a crinkle cookie cutter on the other side, so you can see the difference. All right, so we got about 7. Now, I'm doing the classic traditional round empanada shape. If you want to take this dough and go ahead and make squares out of it, and they just won't be, you know, the classic shape, not a problem at all. You can make this any shape you want. It really doesn't matter at all. So now we've got our smooth ones, and now we're going to take our crinkle cookie cutter, and now we're going to cut these out with this other one, so you can see the difference. They'll look slightly different at the end. So if you have a square cookie cutter, use that. You have a round cookie cutter, use that. If you've got an alligator-shaped cookie cutter, use that. Doesn't really matter. Anything, really. It'll be great. As long as you seal everything inside and use some egg wash, everything will be good to go. All right, so we've got this ready to go. All right, so now Brian and I are going to take these and we're going to shape them. So I'll show you the first one here. So we're going to take the filling and we're going to put some in the middle. All right, now here's what I recommend. I recommend putting the filling in and then a little egg wash around it, okay? And you're only going to do half. If you wanted to put the egg wash on first, that is totally acceptable too, really. Either way, it doesn't matter. So you're just going to put the egg wash on, just like this, all right? And then you're going to fold it over because the egg is going to act as glue and hold it all together. And then you're going to take a fork and you're going to crimp the edges. Now, if you don't crimp the edges and you press really, really hard, it'll probably work just fine. But I like to crimp the edges because it gives you a little insurance and it really, really, really makes those edges stick together really well. Because if it opens up, they won't look as pretty. So then we're going to take these and we're going to transfer them to the pan, and then we're going to egg wash the tops of all of them, and we're going to bake them at about 400, 425 degrees for about 15 minutes until they're a deep golden brown. Now, if you wanted to use the same egg wash on top and the middle, fine. If you wanted to use an egg yolk on the top and the middle, that's fine. Egg white, any of those will work just great. Okay? All right. So here we go. So I'll start putting some in here, and Brian can start crimping them along with me. And then we'll get them all on the pan, and we'll get them in the oven. All right. These look great. So remember, the egg wash is your glue. It's going to hold it all together. Okay, so one of the nice things about a recipe like this is if you wanted to use just cheese, it'll work great. If you wanted to use all meat, it'll work great. If you pretty much wanted to put anything at all in the middle of this recipe, it'll work fantastic. It's a very, very versatile recipe, and you can do almost anything on the inside that you want. Also, another thing I'd like to recommend is a sauce. If you'd like to serve these with some salsa, it'll be great. If you'd like to serve these with some guacamole, that would be excellent. If you'd like to serve these with some sour cream, that would be great. If you'd like to make some cheese sauce, that would also work. So the nice thing about this recipe is you can almost do pretty much anything you want with it, serve it with almost anything, and it'll go very, very nicely. Okay, here's our last step. So now we need to egg wash the tops of these so that they bake up with a very nice, beautiful shine and a golden color. So Brian here is going to take the egg wash, and he's going to do that on every single one. And then last but not least, I am going to take the fork and put one hole in the center of each one of these. So what I found over the years is if you do this, it allows the steam to escape and they won't explode. Sometimes they have a tendency, because they're sealed so well, that they create a steam pocket and the edge kind of blows out, and then they don't look really, really pretty. So this will give us a little assurance that they should look really perfect. So just one poke right in the middle, and then the egg wash, and then right in the oven. So again, remember, about 400 degrees, 425 for about 15 minutes. When they're a nice golden brown, they're done. About 15 minutes. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Brian. Excellent work. All right, so now we're going to bake these in the oven. Welcome back. Our empanadas are out of the oven, and again, they baked about 20 minutes or so. You can see they're a beautiful golden brown. And now, of course, it's the best time. You've got to taste them and make sure they're good. So again, thank you so much for coming to this episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. Today was the ham, olive, cheese, and egg empanadas. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And thanks, and have a great day. Take care.